I arrived in to Seattle Airport and straight away took a bus to the ferry terminal and got a ferry across Puget Sound to Vashon Island. And there I was going to meet a good friend of mine, half Icelandic musician called Eyvind Kang. Great guy, brilliant musician. And we basically went to his place and dug in for the night. And next morning, we headed into Seattle to the Seattle Art Museum to visit a friend of ours called Christian Marclay. Christian Marclay is a world-famous Swiss musician and artist, and he was giving an exhibition at the Seattle Art Museum. A hell of a distinction. And so we looked around with him. He gave us a tour, and incredible. And then we went for a meal with Christian, who kindly paid for the meal because myself and Eyvind were getting ready to do some serious washing up, having had a look at the actual menu cost. So Christian kindly said, "This is on me." Appreciate that, Christian. Thank you. It was getting late, so we had to get the ferry back to Vashon. So we got the ferry, and then we said, better get some grub for tonight, for a breakfast. And so we went to the local store, and I got like the local version of Alpen and some milk. And as I was there, I saw this coffee that was kind of blended by Russian Orthodox monks on Vashon. And I said, Eyvind, we gotta go here. And he said, oh yeah, that's just down the road. So we went down and visited the Russian Orthodox monastery and were greeted by Abbot Tryphon. Great guy. Great guy. And we visited the iconostasis and discussed the eschatology of the Russian Orthodox communion with Abbot Tryphon. But the one thing is, Abbot Tryphon had these fantastic cookies that I've yet to taste better. They were absolutely incredible. And it was a bit of a running joke for the tour, but it was Dickensian. We kept saying, Abbot Tryphon, would you mind if I had just one more? And when myself and Eyvind left, we were literally full to the brim. It was kind of a Mr. Crusoe moment. And so we went back, and next day got up quite early, and we had to go to Evergreen College. Evergreen College is actually the alma mater of one of the creators of South Park. And the irony there is that Vashon really does have a South Park flavour to it. And so we went to Evergreen, and we gave a bit of a lecture, a bit of a talk, played a little bit, and discussed who we are, where we come from, and background, and all this kind of stuff. And then the students had a bit of Q&A. So it was really quite fantastic. And we were waiting, myself and Eyvind were waiting for our friend Dylan to come down, and we were going to make a bit of a band with Dylan. And so we actually went up to British Columbia, to the Sunshine Coast, where Eyvind's mum lives. Eyvind is half Icelandic, and his mum is Icelandic, and she is a novelist and a poet. Her name is Kristjana Gunnars, and we went to visit her, and absolutely panoramic atmospheric views over Vancouver Sound and Howe Sound from her home. Incredibly, some of the most amazing contemplative views. Fantastic if one is an author or writer or of poems or novels or novellas or whatever. An incredible place to live. And so we spent the day with her. Incredibly compellingly interesting woman, and she's also an artist and a lecturer. She was a tenured professor when we were there, and we had a great time. And then we kind of went back to Seattle to embark upon a project, Zemlya, which features Dylan as well. And I'll talk about that later on. But just like to say to Eyvind and Kristjana, thank you very, very much for your hospitality and your kindness. It's really, really appreciated. And also to Abbot Tryphon, those cookies have yet to be beaten, and your hospitality and your personality, second to none, really lifted our spirits. Thank you very much, Abbot Tryphon. And I'd like to thank you for listening.